What's going on, guys? Chicane 20 back again with a brand new video. As you can see, we were gonna do a qualifier lap, but I guess the game had other ideas as we could not get out of qualifying. I don't know what happened here. It was just a weird glitch that appeared out of nowhere. We were gonna do nationals, qualifier and a race just to practice, maybe do a national cup. But yeah, I got stuck with that glitch, so we jumped into the manufacturer cup practice race here. As we were getting started to do our qualifying lap, we are right now currently in 16th as we actually were just field burning the lap before. As we are now on our flyer lap, we are right behind, I believe it's DNA Stag. And so we fast forward all the way to the end of the qualifier lap, and we're actually behind him, but he actually held us up a little bit coming out of the last sector. So we weren't able to really maximize the potential that we had for that lap, and we were only able to get 5th place. So not the best qualifying that we had, that we could have had actually. As we see, we're 5/10 behind the pole position, but it's okay because this track is very, very dependent on the slipstream. So being behind a car is the best thing that we can probably have on this racetrack. Since if you're just the leader, you're basically going to be burning a lot more fuel compared to the cars behind you. So we come to the beginning of the race, and we actually start here. We're weaving left and right because I heard that supposedly that warms up the tires faster, but I don't know. I feel like it really doesn't do much. As we go into turn 1, I actually feel like we were still having a lot of understeer coming into the little S's that we got here. In 5th right now, so staying behind 4th, 3rd, and 2nd and 1st, and just trying to stay in the slipstream, not make too much contact against the wall, as 4th place makes a little bit of contact on the wall. Yeah, our goal here is just to stay behind the slipstream, stay in the lead pack, and not battle too much, so we don't lose the lead pack, as the slipstream is so important here, as it can make or break your race basically. As we head down the long back straightaway here, my goal again, or my plan actually, is just to stay behind this group of cars, stay behind the pack, but also save fuel in the meantime. As you see, we only have about 12 laps of fuel, and there's 18 laps in this race. So that means we got to save about 7 laps here for the additional final lap here, in order to save enough gas to make it till the end of the race without refueling the car. So we actually run a little bit wide coming out the last turn. We follow 4th into the wall, but no harm, no foul, as we're actually losing 6th place. So it's actually working out pretty well for us as we actually get bunched up heading to the hairpin. But we gather back up, heading to the long back straightaway. We stay behind 4th and 3rd, as 4th and 3rd are actually battling with each other in 1st and 2nd. So we just kind of coasted into this turn right here, let them battle it out as we stay behind their slipstream. 4th place runs against the wall a little bit, blocks the inside, go into the chicane of death. That's what I like to call it. As we all kind of take it a little wrong, but make it in and make it out safely, no harm done. So we're still behind this first lead pack here, and we're still gaining, losing basically everybody else, as the top 5 we're basically just getting away from everybody, just staying in a straight line, as 3rd place actually runs a little bit wide and backs us up a little bit. 4th place actually loses a little bit of grip, and we kind of stay behind him, giving a little bump draft there. I think he flashed emergency signals to either say I'm sorry or you're a dickhead, but I don't know, one of those. We stay behind him and head towards the long back straight. I kind of don't want to make any moves here because there's no reason to be racing still. We're still so early into the race, and as you can see now, 6th place is actually catching up to us. So he must have been using a lot of fuel to catch up to us, as we were all kind of running very, very slow in pace just to save as much fuel as we can as we head into the beginning of the 6th lap here. And we're heading into the S's. We're still behind 4th, 3rd, and in the leaders, as we're trying to save as much fuel as we can, stay in the slipstream, and just break away from the rest of the pack, as we kind of already have done so. And coming over here, come hit the wall, just like 4th place, as we head into the hairpin. And I see 6 is starting to creep up on me, so he tries to make a move on the inside. I don't know why he's making a move this early. There's no reason to race. He actually outbrakes himself, and we have to kind of let him go through there. It makes no sense on why we're racing so early, because again, we still got to make a pit stop. It only makes sense to just stay in the slipstream and then just try to save as much gas as we can until the very end of the race, and then we can start racing. So the tire plan here was to, if you're starting in the front, actually, before we get to that, I kind of lose right there, and so this 4th place as we try to make a dive bomb into 5th place. It wasn't intentional dive bomb, but he just got very, very wide, and we had no choice but to try to stay on the inside and dive bomb him a little bit. We head into the back straightaway, and it's either between the British or the American that I choose, and I choose American. I'm not biased or anything, but I choose American to help push through in the back straightaway as we jump into lap 8 here. And the top 3 are actually all fighting with each other, or actually second, third, and fourth are all fighting with each other. And second and fourth actually make contact, and fourth goes spinning, and we do a crazy move, avoiding the wreck, heading into the chicane of death. And second place actually loses it here, and we get up past second place, able to promote ourselves all the way up to third, right behind second, stay in the slipstream, and yeah, that's an easy way to make 2 positions there. Just wait till everybody basically wrecks on the chicane of death. So yeah, we're heading into the middle part of lap 9. So again, the strategy here was if you start in the front, I would say to start on the mediums, wait until about lap maybe 10 or 11, come in, switch off to the softs. But as you see, we started on the softs, so we have to switch off to the mediums. The softs last about maybe 9 to 10 laps here, or my bad, like 8 or 9 laps here. So the 9th lap would probably be the furthest that you guys would want to keep the tires running for. But yeah, we come in right on the 9th lap, and luckily we fall behind I think it's, I don't know what car it is, I think it's a Porsche. Yeah, we fall right behind in the Porsche, and the Porsche is trying to actually let us go through, but I kind of don't want to. I want to stay behind the slipstream of him and help him up a little bit more, so we can at least just stay in the slipstream, save as much gas as we can, as we actually run into the wall there, so we're actually losing a little bit of time to the leader, as he still hasn't made his pit stop yet. I believe he started on the medium, so he's going to end on the softs. So yeah, again, if you're towards the front, might as well start on the mediums, because if you do get a really bad corner or just lose a little bit of speed by hitting the wall or something, you can always catch right back up, because of the slipstream is so strong, as a 5th place actually comes into pit. So now we're trying to stay behind 3rd place, to stay behind his slipstream. But yeah, if you start on the mediums, it's so easy to maintain them and just stay in the lead pack, just because if you make any type of mistake, you could easily just gain back onto the lead pack. As you see, we're heading to the headpin right there, and actually I didn't notice that the GTR was right underneath me. As he passes us heading into the hairpin, and 3rd place comes into pit, or actually I don't know what happened to him, he ghosted out. But anyways, yeah, we go fall behind 3rd place, right behind the GTR, as the 1st place actually makes his pit stop, switches off to the softs, I believe. But yeah, stay on the mediums if you're in the front, but if you're like 6th, 7th place or behind, I would switch to the softs, so you can try to at least stay with the lead pack, or try to fight your way through, so you can try to catch up to the lead pack, because if by staying in the lead pack, that's the only way you're going to be able to manage to win, because that'll be the best way to save gas. And plus, what do you call it? It'll be if you lose the lead pack, it's going to be so much difficult. It's going to be a lot difficult to catch back up to them, just because the draft is, or the slipstream is so powerful here, that they can just keep pulling away from you if you don't have a car to help tow you to the front pack. So we're here on lap 15, and you've seen that I'm playing around with the gas a lot, because we only have 2.4 laps left on fuel, and we have about 3 laps left, so we're still trying to save as much as we can, coasting before the chicane. I don't think we're going to win this race, but it's a nice little learning lesson to see that we actually need to put a little bit more fuel when doing our stop. So I recommend, if when you come into your stop, at least over fueling it by a little bit, so you can at least run a little bit stronger on the 1 power, so you can have a lot more power and not have to worry about fuel. As you see, we make a dive bomb in here, so we can head into the pits, hit the pillar a little bit coming in, and we have to make an emergency stop, because we weren't going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. So yeah, just I guess I didn't save enough fuel, because I don't know, in the first couple laps I wasn't thinking about saving fuel until I realized that, we don't have enough fuel for the entire race. So that's my mistake on the next practice race, and for sure on the actual race day, I'm going to be saving fuel during lap 1, just to save as much fuel as I can heading to the pits. And if I don't have enough fuel till the end, when I do hit the pits, I'm going to overfuel it just a little bit. As we spin here, we get 3rd place, so it's still a podium. But I felt like we could have won this race if we would have known the fuel strategy ahead of time. But Not bad for the first practice race. I usually do 2 practice races before the actual race day, so that I can just keep myself, you know, warmed up and remember the strategy and not mess it up during the race day. If you guys really liked that video and found it helpful, please leave a like. Really helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to comment about anything that happened during the video, or just comment about any future videos you want me to talk about. And subscribe if you haven't so. Really, and you can be notified whenever I make a new video if you push the notification bell. Anyways, my name is PXCam20. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.